Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling today? Have you ever had a habit or a behavior that you just wish you could change? And you are looking for all these ways to undo this habit and to try and do what you need to get rid of the habit, and it's not going away. And this is because you're not reinforcing it properly. With habits, if you are not consistent in the way that you pursue a habit, then it's not going to change. Habits form through patterns of reinforced behavior, and that's how a habit is created. A habit or a behavior cannot be undone. Something cannot be unlearned. You can only relearn or overlap that habit, that bad habit, with a good habit. For example, if you drink a lot of soda and you tell yourself, I don't want to drink soda, it's bad for me, you're still going to struggle drinking soda. Instead, what you should do is every time you feel like you want a soda, go get a glass of water, drink your water, and then positively reinforce that with a self-affirming statement such as, you know what, this is good. This is good for my body. I'm going to drink water and it's going to nourish my body. The more you reinforce something in a positive way, the more likely it is going to stick. And that's why positive reinforcement is the way to go. Negative reinforcement is basically saying, okay, I'm going to reinforce this behavior by removing something so that you carry out this behavior. Whereas positive reinforcement is adding a reward instead of taking away a problem or taking away the thing that was the problem in the first place. Because negative reinforcement is just saying, I'm going to reinforce the behavior by removing an aspect of that behavior. And that's how negative reinforcement, and that's how we negatively reinforce our own behaviors and our own habits. We say to ourselves, okay, I am going to reinforce me not drinking soda by not buying soda at all. But what happens when you're at a friend's house and they have soda? And that's why negative reinforcement usually doesn't work, because you are removing something instead of adding a reward. Because the more you reward yourself for something, the more you are going to reinforce it in your brain. Remember, we are creatures of habits. We learn through consequence and reward. We learn from what feedback we get from our behaviors and our habits. That's how we reinforce that behavior or that habit further. We don't reinforce it at all. Persistence and consistency and constantly reinforcing creates habits and behaviors. It's not something that happens overnight. Habits are formed through many years of reinforcing the same patterns, the same ways of thinking, the same ways of acting, the same ways of internalizing things and making sense of things and making meaning. We learn through association. We learn through things that we create meaning from, or things that make sense to us. If we associate something with good, we are going to reinforce it. If we associate something with bad, we are not going to reinforce it. And that's why reinforcing behavior is something that requires a lot of consistency. When you are trying to find a way to stop yourself from reoccurring from those cycles of bad habits reoccurring, you need to understand that you need a reward, you need an incentive in order to break a habit. You can't just say, I want to break it because I want to break it. There has to be an incentive, a reward, and that is the only way that you will reinforce a certain behavior. We learn through the meaning that we make in our lives. What we add value to adds value to our lives. Reward can mean anything you reward yourself with. It could be something physical, it could be an affirmation, it could be a mental thing. But reinforcement, the word reinforcement means reward, punishment. You add a reward, you add a positive incentive, or you take something away, which would be punishing yourself. You remove it from the situation. You remove yourself from that, and that is your punishment, that is your negative reinforcement. But positive reinforcement sustains healthy growth. Positive reinforcement is what allows you to sustain healthy and permanent and gradual growth as well. Negative reinforcement, which means constantly evading and trying to decrease the negative stimuli, trying to remove the negative stimuli. It's not going to change the negative stimuli. You are just going to remove yourself from it. And negative reinforcement can cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of unhealthy coping mechanisms. So remember, it's all about how you reinforce something, how often you reinforce it, and in what way. Because if you're going to positively reinforce something, you need to be consistent, but you will also see more results. Negative reinforcement means removing it, evading, removing the situation, but that doesn't change it necessarily. It just means every time you see yourself in that situation, you just remove it and remove it and remove it, and that's how you reinforce the evasion of the reinforcement, and how you reinforce the evasion of negative stimuli. Remember, it's all how you communicate with your mind and what you allow in your life. Positive reinforcement is incredibly important for healthy and sustainable growth. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.